You did it again! Hello everybody, this is your lovely horror nerds. I'm Nathan.
I'm Daniel.
Welcome to the bottom.
You found the ball rug.
We stopped asking why the librarian stuffs bodies in this house a long time ago. Just kind of getting sick and tired of him leaving his work around the office.
They're just gonna keep popping up everywhere.
Anyway,
Just gotta get used to it.
tonight's feature is about a little girl and her brother and her family and a monster. This is...
Psycho Goreman.
Roll the poster. Call the police. This movie's about a little girl and her brother who come across this gem after the boy loses a made-up game that sounds like it was just picked up on the playground to hit another kid with a ball for like one free shot and he can't hit you back.
Well, the gem is connected to a coffin that's buried in their backyard that's only uncovered after losing this game of Crazy Ball!
Crazy ball.
The little girl in this movie, she's cute. She needs to get her ass cracked. But she makes up this crazy game that's pretty much all over this film.
I gotta be honest with you, this movie is insane. The plot follows these kids experimenting with this ancient eldritch creature from another planet that was banished here to Earth centuries ago, and the monsters that are observing the imprisonment of this monster kind of just drop the ball and let these two kids just wander around with it instead of, you know, putting it on an asteroid heading in the opposite direction of creation or something. I don't know, maybe that's just me.
Maybe they thought Earth was far enough away from them that whatever civilization comes about, it's not that important enough to try to save. So let's just chuck this guy on another planet.
Sweet shriveled grandma tits, man. I gotta be honest with you, this movie kind of like becomes like an episode of the Power Rangers at one point, and then they just like throw in gore. This movie can get carried away whenever it comes to blood, but who cares, man? You rented a movie called Psycho Goreman.
If you rent a movie called Psycho Goreman, you're gonna get some gore, man. Come on.
You're gonna get what you pay for,
Yeah.
which is just gratuitous violence towards absolutely everyone.
Uh-oh.
It's just the tops right now.
It goes in this thing. This creature doesn't have any qualms with going ahead and just melting, a police officer. These are all the lovely people responsible for this movie. I give it a 10 out of 10 because I expected absolute crap when I saw the face of the monster on the cover. Fun.
Yeah, it was alright.
Yeah.
I gotta say.
On to the next movie. Wow.
This next movie comes to you from the creators of Color Out of Space and what was it?
Mandy.
Mandy, yep. Two of the great Nicolas Cage films of the past.
This does not have Nicolas Cage in it.
No.
Instead, it has the guy who played Flash Thompson in the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man movie. Playing someone who is not necessarily of this world. Or are they? This is Archenemy. Roll the poster. So I've been watching a lot of It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia here recently. And Glenn Howerton is a really funny actor. He's been in a lot of movies, a couple of these. really good at playing a slimy asshole. And I love watching him trip on his own feet. So.
It concerns a person, a homeless person, who may or may not be from this world, may or may not have been a superhero at one point in time. And may or may still be one. But we don't know if he really is, or if all this is just happening in his own head.
So this kid decides to follow him around and document everything. The kid wants to go ahead and be a Miles Morales type of kid, where he's a news reporter and he's right there in the middle of the thick of it. He's really wanted to be a, guerrilla style journalist, so he starts taking pictures of drug dealers of all things. Just so happens that his sister, played by, happens to work for the big bad.
You gotta do what you gotta do sometimes.
She is sent out on a mission to pick up something for the manager, played by Glenn Howerton.
I am the Golden God!
Who has of all people, this person, to go ahead and give him his meth. So he plays a game of Russian roulette with her, and he loses. So she sees about $300,000 and decides to pick up the chips and run. The movie pursues from there with an insane amount of chase-style theater, which is pretty good. So, is it all in his head?
Well, turns out, yeah, all this is real.
This guy, who's the homeless bum, managed to punch a hole in reality in his universe and ended up in ours. He does drugs, he drinks, he says that the whiskey on our planet's weak, weaker than where he got it from, even though he's barfing it off a bridge 5 minutes later.
I will take that challenge. I accept that challenge. Let's see about this whiskey.
He says that meth gives him the ability to use his powers that he had in the other reality where he comes from for a very limited amount of time.
I'll skip that challenge.
It doesn't work. He just punches a hole through drywall.
We're this homeless man by the name of Max Fist. Ah! Nice. I like it. Well, he brought somebody along with him along this interstellar journey of his, namely his former girlfriend and archenemy,
Played by. This movie had a really good aesthetic. The way that it was shot, a lot of the quick takes and pass-bys. It was pretty good.
It's got a nice use of animation where special effects would be top notch, I gotta say.
Yeah.
As soon as it happened, he said, well, it reminded him of like heavy metal.
The movie's pretty compelling. You're sitting here, and the whole time it keeps you guessing until the finale. This movie's cast was pretty good, and the picture wasn't too bad. For Archenemy, I'll go ahead and give it about a 4 out of 10.
I'm gonna go ahead and go a little bit higher, actually, to about 6 or 7. Now, this film, it could have had more to it. It could have been something else. But I do believe that there is a certain subtext to this film as well. Unfortunately, it's just lost on me. There's an artsiness to it. Looks nice.
None of these characters were too terribly memorable, except for Glenn Howerton, and it was okay. It was really tropey, it felt like, in certain places, and it was just a built-up chase scene.
Yeah.
But I liked it.
It was good.
It was just, I've seen better.
Yeah.
Recently. I guess I got kind of spoiled. I don't know. Maybe I'll come back at this one with fresh eyes later.
Yeah.
And give it a higher score.
I mean, it's still not too bad from the creators of Color Out of Space and Mandy, things like that. But that's our reviews for this week.
So, this is Nathan.
This is Daniel.
I guess this is a double feature.
Oh yeah, why not?
Okay. Till next time, gang. This is Nathan.
This is Daniel.
Signing off.
Bye-bye.